How's it going, people? Jack here, and welcome back to another reaction to yet another death battle where do not let the green color fool you. It's not that I'm necessarily championing for the Hulk here. I am very biased towards Godzilla, although a certain picture in the background there would say otherwise. I like my Green Menace. He is awesome. There are so many iterations of him, but there's just something very special about Godzilla, and I think that this is actually one of those insanely weird yet awesome matches that they've decided to take here, because Hulk, as an example, has had recent iterations since, I would say, 2023, perhaps 22 as well, with the Immortal Hulk run that made his abilities beyond just physics based, because that's kind of what Marvel comics would tend to pride themselves on. They tend to want to rationalize some of the abilities of the characters, so to make sure that, hey, you power scalers out there can have some fun math to deduce whether or not the character is powerful enough, although. But with the Immortal Hulk's run, and then followed by Philip K. Johnson's Incredible Hulk, then we even got a version of the Hulk where he was being piloted as a goddamn Gundam. That was sick as hell. He's gotten powerful beyond comprehension, but Godzilla, depending on what version you choose of him, has him being as large as a freaking mountain in Godzilla Earth that I kind of dropped slightly there at the end of the last reaction to Death Battle. Or you can have the one from the animation on Netflix that I cannot remember, the one with the wonderful Indian soundtrack that had like different iterations but dealt with like quantum mechanics, multiple timelines, and inevitably just like chaos theory, where Godzilla inevitably is an agent of destruction in every timeline. It's a beautiful one. I can't remember the name for it, but you should check it out despite it being
Audio Jungle.
It's a good thing. Expose yourself to content that isn't quite your alley, and you'll discover something awesome. But this is the crew of Death Battles, Hulk versus Godzilla. Please do make sure to go and subscribe to the channel, of course, as always, and do the same here if you would like to. That being said, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, that's a start.
The Hulk versus Godzilla.
Marvel's Green Goliath against the King of the Monsters. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, that message right there. That's so sad, because Lou Ferrigno is still alive and Bill Bixby is gone. The original Hulk on TV.
What is the Hulk? Is he man? Is he monster?
Ooh,
or
2003
is he
Hulk.
He's a mean green smashing machine, the angry son of the Gamma Bomb.
A weapon designed by the greatest gamma scientist of all, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner.
But just before it went up,
Daddy-o.
Bruce had to be a hero and save some dumb schmuck who was hanging around the test site. Damn it, Rick.
That day, Bruce Banner died.
And became the Incredible Hulk. A pissed-off giant who must be really glad Bruce wears the purple stretch fit.
Standing 8 feet tall and stronger than 10 million men, the Hulk emerges when Banner's anger flares.
Don't make him angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
God, I love this show so much. My dad had them on VHS. He was awesome.
But it's even more complex than that. Banner suffers from dissociative identity
Yeah,
disorder, with many different Hulks embodying alternate personalities.
Like Joe
Joe
Fixit,
Fixit.
the original Grey
Dapper.
Hulk. He's a cunning gangster and the only Hulk who's got that drip.
The Devil Hulk is a violent, overprotective personality that Banner unintentionally manifested as a result of his father's abuse.
Oh God, Devil Hulk. Oh, we love him. We love him so much. Literally, it has that one panel of, kid, just let me do it. But no, Hulk just wanted to be loved. Oh my God. Immortal Hulk is such a nice run. So refreshing. It had like Hulk reverting in a little bit to like that childish mentality of his. Well, at least Hulk, that is, not Banner. But yeah, they both suffered physical and emotional abuse as children.
Oh Holy shit! Somebody actually drew this?
But the Hulk
Yeah.
everyone knows, the big guy,
Legendary backhand.
is Hulk. It seems he also developed from parental abuse, hence his childlike personality. Though I'd argue he's more clever than you'd expect.
The angrier he is, the stronger he gets, with no limit.
Except for one, Bruce Banner.
Oh yeah.
Banner's relationship with the Hulk is complicated.
Oh, they hate each other.
Mostly. Occasionally, they can come to an understanding. The alter best representing this would be the Professor Hulk, a balanced blend of Banner's brain and the Hulk's brawn.
The buffest nerd you'll ever meet. But what about when Bruce takes a step back? If he isn't trying to restrain the Hulk, what do you
Green
get?
The
Scar.
Green Scar.
The World Breaker.
Without Bruce's temperament, the Hulk's power and fury surges, mixing Savage's rising strength with the personality and cunning of a warlord. The Green Scar is no mere superhero. He's a king and a conqueror.
Hulk is strong.
Yeah, until the other Avengers were like, hey, Bruce,
No mere superhero. He's a king
you got kingship,
and a
you got Punani.
No.
We gotta take that away from you. Peace and happiness? What the f? Just allowed?
conqueror.
Hulk is strong enough to lift 150 billion tons of rock, jump from New Mexico to Florida in a single bound, and shake all the dimensions connected by the crossroads at once. He was pinned down by the spear of Proxima Midnight, which holds the weight of a star, and was fine. And when we say World Breaker, we mean it. While sparring with Red She-Hulk, the two of them shattered a whole planet.
At one point, he was bound in chains forged from the essence of the first firmament, the manifestation of the first universe, which could bind eternity itself. Not
Dude
even
was like,
Galactus was
no.
capable of saving eternity alone, and the Hulk just broke it by himself.
Maybe Thor should rethink calling himself the strongest Avenger. Best
Yeah. Yeah. So like the 2022 run that got Banner to pilot Hulk like a goddamn Gundam, where he actually locked him in his subconscious and kept on teleporting him to like region of his mind where he just could get angry and angrier, so to fuel the machine. Had him outfitted like a freaking celestial. He had a visor that could shoot laser beam. Hulk shot laser beam like fucking Cyclops, right? In it, he has like an inner conflict with like a version of himself, as well as Thaddeus Ross, who came from like a dimension where the gamma bomb of Hulk had created alternate versions of things, and were just creating monstrosities. And Hulk broke through that and opened a gateway to another plane of existence. In there, Thor was searching for him, obviously, because he wasn't aware that Banner was the one who was crashing the fuck out. But in catching up to him, with Mjolnir, which was outfitted with the Odin Force at this point, Hulk was like, fuck that noise. So, yeah, dude is too strong.
since the Avengers first assembled, because none of them could take down Hulk on their own.
Speaking of Thor, the Hulk consistently battles on par with him, even when he held the Odin Force, with which he could command his hammer through infinite distances and match the power of Null, who
The
killed
God Butcher.
countless Celestials. Even without it, Mjolnir can cross the universe in seconds.
Hulk tore a universe apart with just a clap. Good luck with that, Hammer Man. But the green guy's got way more going on than just brute strength.
As the Hulk's power stems from gamma, he can utilize and absorb it and other radiation in various ways.
Yeah, like regenerating from fatal wounds. Even
Oh shit. Yeah. He also defeated the Sentry at some point. Well, that was Worldbreaker Hulk. They kind of had a standstill. So it wasn't exactly a defeat. Depending on what it is that they're referring to. I don't think there are actual issues where he beat Reynolds. But anyways.
been getting ripped apart by Wolverine barely slows him down.
And the angrier he gets, the more regenerating cells his body produces.
It gets weirder. Did you know that if he absorbs enough gamma, he can shoot lasers from his eyes and read people's minds? Oh, also, he can see ghosts and give him a good old-fashioned Hulk smash.
Hulk
Yeah.
can break through the boundaries of comic book borders themselves into the empty white between panels, a gutter hyperspace beyond time
Grandpa.
and concept.
What, like how She-Hulk can for some reason break the fourth wall and talk to the reader? Oh, wait, that makes sense now. It's all gamma.
Exactly. In real life, gamma rays are electromagnetic radiation similar to X-rays.
But in Marvel Comics, gamma comes from hell.
On Earth 616, gamma radiation is an electromagnetic frequency that can manifest as either a wave, a particle, or something
third
else.
thing.
Something that nobody really understands.
Except for Bruce.
That's right. Dr. Banner is a certified genius with 7 PhDs. According to Norman Osborn, he's the 4th smartest person on the planet.
And that's comparing him to big brains like Reed, Doom, and Tony.
Banner
There's a huge debate on who is actually the most intellectual. Not most intellectual. What am I saying? The smartest of all of these. We can easily put Tony on the wayside here. Yes, Tony has done a lot of crazy inventions, but a lot of it is often due to him acquiring some weird material like unobtainium to create new stuff. So, yeah, I would put him on the wayside. But in the contest between Doom and Reed, I think that the one thing that is inhibiting Doom from actually becoming smarter than Reed Richards is simply his own ego. He's always in a contest of thinking that, oh no, Richards is going to do this and that. And instead of humbling himself just a little bit so that he can relax, he keeps on just being a dick. But that's Doom for you.
Tony!
Banner built the Her Collider Synchrotron, a machine that can scan the entire multiverse with the speed of a hypermind. He created the Gamma Core, which could rupture space-time between universes. He built an interstellar radio on a deserted planet without any pre-established technology. He wired up Hulk like a starship, piloting him from the mindscape within. He even built an ultimate nullifier. In fact, the original intent of his Gamma Bomb was to be non-lethal, only targeting inorganic material.
But Thunderbolt Ross wanted something with a bit more boom. They can't blame him.
Fearing its ramifications, Banner developed the Gamma Bomb on his own, keeping its design secret. In the process, he tapped into an unknown form of gamma energy that breaks down reality and mutates it beyond actuality. On that fateful day, he opened the Green Door.
You know how we said the bomb killed Bruce? That wasn't some flowery metaphor or whatever. He died and came back as Hulk.
Came back from the below place, the hell beneath hell, the lowest possible dimension of reality.
It's trippy, but whenever Hulk dies, he goes there. Then a green door opens and he goes back to where he was before. Easy as that. It doesn't matter if he's been atomized, sliced up into jars, or digested by werewolves. If he goes through the door, he's back, ready to rumble. The green door did get locked into a red door, but he's easily broken through it multiple times. Not a problem.
It turns out that third form of gamma, this anomaly from the bedrock of hell, spawns from none other than the one below all. The dark side of the one above all.
That's right. God has a Hulk, and it wants Bruce to bring about the end of all things. But Hulk just said, nah.
So, what is the Hulk? An uncontrollable monster? A prison for a tortured soul? A super weapon for Armageddon?
Don't overthink it, Wiz. Hulk is Hulk, and Hulk's the strongest one there is.
So, from what I gather here, they did their homework. We might end up having a philosophical battle here. Depending on how they tackle it. From the models, we're definitely going to have a physical fight, but it's a battle of concept as well. That's why I thought that it would be rather interesting to see something like this. But anyways, now to Godzilla.
The year was 1946. The press gathered at Bikini Atoll to witness the power of the nuclear bomb. But many leagues beneath their feet, something ancient stirred.
Godzilla, the king of the monsters. He was pretty pissed off over the worst wake-up ever, so he swam to Japan for one hell of a crash out.
Japan was still recovering from the war, so seeing this mutilated radioactive monster towering high like a mushroom cloud wasn't just frightening, it seemed prophetic.
Imposing that video over Godzilla -1 is funny.
The bomb was just the beginning. Man had sparked the end of times.
Complete with googly eyes. And the most epic roar ever.
Over the years,
Word.
there have been many iterations of the beast.
Between movies, TV, comics, and cartoons, there's at least 27 different Godzillas stomping around, not including Manila, the Scrappy Doo of kaiju. Sorry, that's insulting to Scrappy Doo.
Despite the variety, Godzilla is somewhat consistent, so we'll examine his entire history.
It has a baby bottle. Yeah, I understand the insult. Wait, okay, evolutions, burning, critical mass, evolve, nightmare option, Rage Shin form. What does Rage Shin form looks like? Super Ultima. Ultima! Oh my god. Singular Point. That's the name of the anime. Godzilla Singularity Point? I want to say Singular Point. Yeah. It had Shin Godzilla's evolution into Ultima. Anyways, mode Santa Claus. Wait, what the fuck?
Focusing on the larger releases. In most iterations, Godzilla is a rare theropod that went dormant for millions of years before nuclear bombs mutated it into a gargantuan radioactive monster.
Standing 165 feet tall, at minimum, Koji smashes through skyscrapers with ease. He's so casual about bullets and rockets, they might as well be gnats. And the bombs did so much more than just pump up his size. He's got atomic breath.
A concentrated beam or spray of radioactive heat. With an estimated range of 1,100 miles, it can exceed 500,000 degrees Celsius, almost 90 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
But depending on how much radiation he's absorbed, or life energy from a giant pterodactyl, he can do way more with it.
His red spiral ray is a supercharged version that doubles in heat and power, and spins.
Or he
Yeah.
can blast it out of his back and fly. Well, he could always do that, I guess. Look at him go.
With enough energy built up, Godzilla can blast a nuclear pulse out of his whole body.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Pink Godzilla in the fight versus Shimo was pretty fucking funny. It could stop an extinction event by simply roaring and just blasting the sky. Like, come on.
Creating a massive wave of atomic destruction.
His breathing laser can even break through dimensions, like when he found himself face to face with a giant mech piloted by Hatsune Miku.
There's also a number of era-exclusive powers. Shin Godzilla can fire rays from his tail.
And Hanna-Barbera Godzilla can fire rays from his eyes. Pew, pew.
Effectively a living nuclear reactor, Shin possesses a natural phased array radar that can detect and attack threats automatically. And Godzilla Earth, who grew over 1,000 feet tall across 2,000 years, could make a barrier only penetrable by kaiju that can bypass physics.
And don't forget,
Yep.
Big G can ball with the best of them. After Charles Barkley got him his own pair of Nikes, Godzilla got busy.
You know, it's kind of hard to emphasize just how impressively terrifying Godzilla can be when you're bringing up this sort of thing.
Oh yeah? Why don't you find a better spokesperson for Dr. Pepper? Fine, let's talk about when his presence boiled the entire Arctic Ocean, or how he picked up and threw Biolante, which weighed 200,000 tons, or when he no-sold not one, not two, but 3 meteors.
Including the Permian period extinction event that happened about 200 million years ago.
Then he went to hell, fought some fucked up versions of God and Satan, and atomic breath at Space Godzilla so hard that he blew up the whole planet. That's scary enough for you? God, I want a Dr. Pepper.
With such awesome might, he's battled the most dangerous of foes, like King Ghidorah and Gigan. In Godzilla vs. Megalon, Gigan flew from the M Hunter Nebula to Earth in 24 seconds, and that nebula is 30,000 light years away.
But sadly, OG Goji got done in by the cruelest weapon ever.
The Oxygen Destroyer.
Yeah.
Developed in secret by Dr. Serizawa, this weapon could suffocate and liquefy molecules.
His only weakness. Fucking science. Freaking thing that sucks to realize is that when he was fighting Tiamat, so to absorb his power and turning into Super Saiyan Pink Godzilla there in the New Kingdom, or whatever the title for that movie was. It was fun, but it was kind of like, he got the ability to amass more molecular density. That's how they explained it. meaning that he could store more energy. Not necessarily that the energy itself was more potent or stronger, but he could store more energy, technically making him more massive, yet still more dense. But the oxygen destroyer could still kill him, at least knock him the fuck out. So yeah, it's terrifying.
The ramifications of such a weapon were so detrimental, Serizawa took the secrets of its design to his early grave.
He got lucky. It doesn't matter what you throw at Godzilla. He never really dies. You can blow off his head, explode him from the inside, or crush him in a black hole. Then he'll come back.
Or evolve into an even more powerful form. Godzilla's always possessed heightened adaptation, but many iterations clearly showcase instantaneous evolution.
Yeah.
And super forms. He's gone full shonen and powered up a few times. So much so, he almost kicked off a nuclear winter just by existing.
Even the oxygen destroyer could not permanently end the first Godzilla. His ghost possessed a robot, his bones summoned another Godzilla, and he rose as an undead revenant hell-bent on destroying Japan.
Okay, why Japan? Couldn't he pick on some other country?
He stomped around the Americas a few times, but it just isn't the same.
He was to
Godzilla is
Brazil.
intrinsically linked with Japan, a symbol of both their devastation and resilience. A reminder of the threat of nuclear war and what awaits those who peer too deeply into the unknown. But also, Japan's in Godzilla's perceived territory. To him, a stomping through Osaka is just another patrol.
He's not a...
Bro. Godzilla was like, hey yo, your tectonic plates aren't cursing you enough. You aren't being plagued enough by daily earthquakes. Let me do the salsa right here.
He's so bad though, he can be super protective, defending other monsters, his own kid, and sometimes even people. I'd say there's two types of Godzillas, the monster of nature's wrath and the guardian of planet Earth.
Well, there is a third type, but to understand that, we should first answer a question. How does Godzilla walk?
On two legs, Wiz, obviously.
But according to Square Cube law, those legs should be crushed under his
what do you
own
mean?
weight.
Oh god, here we go again.
A creature like Godzilla cannot realistically exist. This proved to be an elusive question for decades, even highlighted in Shin Godzilla, until a new theory was presented in the anime Singular Point.
Hey.
If Godzilla can't exist in our reality, what if he's from a different one?
What? Like he's an alien from another dimension?
Exactly! What if all kaiju come from a higher plane of existence with no regard for the known laws of physics?
rat
This
mist.
dimension enters our reality in the form of archetype, a transtemporal conceptual particle.
It's that red dust that's floating all over the place.
This archetype can enter any timeline to terraform the Earth and all of reality so that kaiju can exist. This theoretically explains why various Godzillas appear in so many universes. They all trace back to one singular point: Godzilla Ultima.
Sporting the wide grin of a demonic Oni, Ultima is vicious. Just walking through Tokyo started 1,000 earthquakes around Japan. Even his own blood is a weapon.
Over
Yeah.
300 feet tall and growing ever more as archetype distorts the universe, Ultima's existence implies a far more complex origin for all Godzillas.
Its blast is so cool.
Godzilla is a test for humanity, a challenge laid out by an eldritch entity from a dimension we are incapable of perceiving or comprehending.
It's kind of like how when we move an object and its shadow changes, we get why that happened. But to someone who exists in only a 2D plane, the shadow looks like it just randomly transformed into something totally different. Crazy to think about. Come a really long way from Big Lizard Smash Building, huh?
This shadow, this wannabe god, desires to play with and destroy every single universe.
And Godzilla is its avatar.
Through Ultima, this entity sees the universe as an interactable fiction and can control causality. Ultima himself is a singular point, one of many gateways through which the entity can tamper with reality.
Think of it this way, if something happens that the entity doesn't like, it can just say, that thing didn't actually happen, and presto, it no longer happened.
That's not to say such an event can't happen in the moment of occurrence, but the entity disconnects cause and effect and nullifies events in retrospect without regard for time.
Get now why I call this a philosophical battle.
And now my head hurts. TLDR, Ultima tried to bring about a catastrophe that would end the universe in like a week's time. So, a wacky robot and a time-traveling Alexa used a supercomputer and this familiar-looking doohickey,
The orthogonal diagonalizer.
to zap all of Archetype into its final form, cutting off the entity's connection to the universe.
But not killing it. Because while each Godzilla has
Can't.
its differences, one thing remains certain.
Godzilla is immortal, and that makes him the king.
Look
Oh,
at the
shit.
skulls, gaze into their eyes. Now you are completely hypnotized. You've fallen into my evil trap. I order you right now, go to deathbattle.gg.
Infinite Tsukuyomi.
It didn't work. They're still here.
What? No, Boomstick, this is terrible. How can I get them to go to the Death Battle website?
Just tell them about all the cool Death Battle stuff they'll find, like a bunch of
Oh,
exclusive
okay, that's
merch,
actually pretty
every
cool.
episode ever, even ones not on YouTube, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies. So how about it, guys? Go to www.deathbattle.gg.
All right, you heard him. Don't make a liar out of Boomstick. Go to deathbattle.gg. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a Death Battle!
In Japan. But what did Bruce do in Japan?
Godzilla has reached the city. So far, the evacuation is... Wait, look!
I am so dumb. My initial thought when I saw that version of the Hulk was like, oh, a Mario's Cho. And I didn't even think of Marvel Rivals version because they kind of had that haircut. Cho had the haircut first in his version of the Hulk, but he's Korean, not Japanese. I don't know why. Korean American. Ooh. It's not enough.
All right, Hulk. Time for me to take over.
Ooh. Ooh. That move was nasty. That's like Supergirl doing the nasty to Darkseid, hitting him with his own Omega beam. You try to bite me? Well, how about I take your jaw? Ooh.
We don't want any trouble.
No! Hulk stays!
So, Banner, you were saying?
You think you're strong? I scan the world! Stay down!
Yeah, that's Godzilla's problem. He always needs to know that. Well, shit.
Stupid lizard.
Hey. Another door.
understand.
Oh, wow. Are you making Banner win this?
It's been days since the battle began, and the red dust is spreading. Godzilla has grown in size, but we believe we are...
Hey, yo, this is the first time that we actually have a time skip in a battle. That's good.
How does it work?
Well, smash. A million, trillion to one and rising. That's the odds. Chance to nullify the madness behind the monster. 2 + 2 is 5. A right angle is 80 degrees. This element is beyond what we can perceive. Like gamma. 1,000 times.
Again.
A million.
Again.
A trillion. I just need one.
Wow.
You did it, big guy. We did it.
KO! Okay, run this by me. What happened?
It's complicated, so let's break this down into
Bro,
3
causality.
categories. First up, power. Most versions of Godzilla can shrug off black holes and extinction-level events, tag beyond light-speed foes like Gigan, blow up planets. However, the Hulk is beyond that.
The big guy clapped a universe to bits and shook the infinite dimensions linked to the crossroads. In a straight fight with a classic Godzilla, 616 Hulk smashes the power advantage.
But factoring in Ultima changes things. The entity sees all of space-time and can manipulate its results at a whim. No matter how strong the Hulk got, Ultima could potentially negate it.
But Hulk broke chains made of the first firmament, which could overwhelm eternity.
An abstract concept
Yeah.
of a being not
Yeah.
entirely
Yeah.
unlike Ultima's entity.
Even a small piece of the first firmament could break the multiverse. Plus, Hulk kept up with Odin Force Thor, who is
Hey.
also on a celestial level of power.
So the gap in power becomes nebulous. Still, unless Hulk could remove Ultima from the equation, neither held a clear advantage in power and stats.
Especially when you look at their immortality.
This was practically a never-ending death loop. Even with their healing factors, both could technically kill each other, but then just come right back.
The green door instantly appears when Hulk goes to the below place, and the higher dimensional entity could always summon a replacement Godzilla avatar. So both Hulk and Godzilla could not stay dead.
Unless they could somehow prevent what was happening in those other dimensions. So let's examine the layers of their multiverses. Marvel's cosmos has infinite higher dimensions, which themselves are transcended by the astral plane, the superflow, and so on until you reach the House of Ideas, the
Yeah.
domain of the one above all.
Since the one below all mirrors the one above all, the below place mirrors the House of Ideas. Get it?
In comparison, the cosmos of Godzilla's multiverse is just as vast and infinite, but does not have the same sort of transcending layers above and below. This means the below place, the Hulk's respawn point and source of power, is out of the entity's reach.
So the real question is, if they both can't die and Ultima's entity can't affect the below place, could Hulk somehow stop the entity before it destroyed the universe?
It
Well-
all comes down to Gamma and Archetype. Ultima was defeated in the anime by using a trans-temporal superdimension calculator operating at infinite speeds to activate the orthogonal diagonalizer, turning Archetype against itself.
Ultima endlessly spews this stuff, so there's plenty to work with. And Hulk can reach into comic book gutter space, so he should be able to reach through a singular point. But that's not enough.
Fortunately for Hulk, it just so happens he knows someone who, like scientists who have defeated Godzilla in the past, is an expert on particles from a greater dimension that mutate reality beyond our understanding.
Who made
Puny
a device
banner.
with those particles that break space-time, like the diagonalizer? Who made a supercomputer that scanned the infinite multiverse with the speed of a hypermind, like the dimension calculator? Hell, the guy made an interstellar radio out of sticks and stones in a matter of days, and even built
Dude was like, yo, Tony, I heard that quote about it in a cave with a box of scraps. I didn't even have a box.
an ultimate nullifier. It's like he was made for this.
The Green Door waits for no Hulk, including Banner. Even if Ultima's catastrophe destroyed the universe, the Door could deposit Banner in a different universe and he could continue the fight.
He had all the time in the infinite multiverse.
There was only one way this could end, and only one person who could make it so.
Even among gods and monsters, man was the ultimate weapon.
The winner is Bruce Banner.
Next time
Nice.
on Death Battle.
My car. Oh!
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Oh my days, Soul Eater, I haven't seen this in a long while. Ooh, I almost got whiplash there for a moment. That's delightful. But Godzilla once again met his fate at the hand of scientists, as nature intended. No, this was a fun death battle. I appreciate that. Great job on the animation as well as the breakdown of this. I don't exactly think that they could have gone any other way, but yeah, this was good. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for checking out this video. As always, please do make sure to go and subscribe to the Death Battle channel and do the same here if you want to. Wish you all to have a wonderful day. See you guys in the next one.